Hello guys, welcome to another episode. Today we're replacing sway bar links, in this case on a 2006 Acura TL, very similar along the Acura lineup. So let me jack up the vehicle and we'll go step by step on how to replace this, also on how to test them. Now finding a jacking spot is super simple. Right smack in the middle you have the front cross member. It's the only section that you'll find no plastic covering the cross member. So just jack it up from this location. Once both wheels are off the ground, we'll place it safely on jack stands. And this is a Craftsman 3-ton jack if you're curious. Now finding the noise coming from the front end or even at the rear end can be very time consuming and very frustrating. Now this is what I found to be very quick in terms of just isolating what's going on. And this is just a 24-inch pipe. Ultimately, you really want a crowbar, something like 36 inches in length, a long crowbar, because the longer the length, the more force you can exert on it. Now, I'm not talking about in terms of finding something simple. In other words, something like a tie rod, which you would just shake the wheel at the 3 and the 9 o'clock position, or a worn upper or lower ball joint at the 6 and 12. This is something that you've checked so many different things and it's driving you crazy. So I'm going to bring you in for a close-up in a moment, but I'm just taking the pipe, placing it underneath the wheel. In other words, you want to recreate the weight of the vehicle on the front suspension, and then going down the road, going over bumps, irregularities in the road, so on and so forth. So I'm just placing the pipe underneath the wheel and just pull up hard. You need a lot of strength to do this, okay? In my case, because this bar is not very long. So get a long crowbar for sure. But here we go. And wood will break. Even a 2x4, get something metal. Not sure if you can pick that up. Let me bring you in for a close-up here. Okay, here we go. Then with my left hand, I'm placing it on the sway bar link, which I'll show you in a moment. And then just do the same thing I just showed you. And I can feel the sway bar moving. And that's how I quickly diagnosed what was going on here. So let's remove the wheel and get to it. Now I'm a big fan of just using basic hand tools. So we have a 19mm socket with a breaker bar. This is around 19 inches or so. You can also use an impact gun if you happen to have one, but here we go. I sort of like the Craftsman jack because it has a lot of lifting capability. Around 6 years old, zero problems with the jack. Now let me quickly go over what we're looking at here. I think this is important, especially now more than ever. I've been getting a lot of comments due to COVID, viewers that have been furloughed. They've lost their jobs, could be in airline, dining, hotel industry, and so forth. And they need to save money. They need to work on their own car. They can't pay a mechanic, so on and so forth. So if this is all new to you, right here's your brake rotor. This is your brake caliper. Then you have two brake pads, okay? One pad here, there's another one in the rear. When you depress the brake pedal inside the vehicle, these two pads clamp down on the rotor and the vehicle stops. Super simple. Nice combo, by the way, if you do need brakes. Bosch rotors with Brembo brake pads. Really nice feel. We did that a few weeks ago. Up on top, this is your front strut right here, which we did a few days ago. Your knuckle. And then let's look at the subject today. This is your sway bar, and this is your sway bar, sometimes called stabilizer links. And this is your tie rod. Now earlier, I'm not sure if the camera was able to pick up that clicking noise as I was pulling up on the bar, but as I was doing that with my right hand, my left hand was on this bar. And I can feel it moving. Not even that, take a look at the rubber, it's falling apart. Now everything you see here today, I'll have links in the description box below to our Amazon affiliate site if you need anything. But that being said, with these newer stabilizer or sway bar links, they're easier to work with. That's because when you remove the fastener, the stud will also rotate. So with the newer designed sway bar links, you could just simply place a wrench and then remove the fastener. Super simple. Now in my case, And this is not a knock against Acura, Honda, Nissan, Subaru. Many manufacturers do this. You need a 5mm Allen key. You have to hold it in place, the stud, and then back off the fastener. Now the problem I have is I don't have a 5mm Allen key. Just don't have it. I have one of these adapters you can attach to a ratchet, but it's too long. So if this is your problem, you have to remove the fork, which I'm going to have to do. So if you plan on doing this job, you want a 5mm key. If you're doing this job and you don't want to wait and you have something like this, you have to remove the lower fork. So I'm going to quickly do this, and then we'll get clear access to the bottom and the top of the mount. Now I'm going to spray down some PB Blaster, which I've done once. Spray down some PB Blaster or WD-40, especially if you live in a winter climate. So again, some PB Blaster. You can also use some WD-40. And I just want to get really moving now. I don't mean to talk so much earlier, but I just think it's important to go over everything. But let's just really start get cooking here. Now if you do have to remove the fastener to the lower fork, it is a 17mm. Okay, then grab a rubber mallet. Then I have a flathead. I'm going to drive out the fastener, okay? Okay. So now I'm taking the adapter, again the 5mm adapter. You can use a ratchet. In my case, I'm going to use a vice grip. And this is a 15mm wrench. Place it over the fastener. Grab the vice grip. I'll come in for a close-up in a moment. Let me just get this on here. Okay, let me quickly show you how I have this. So I have the wrench along with the 5mm adapter and a vice grip just holding that on, okay? Then I have a 3-pound hammer just to knock this loose. And there we go. And this is a ratcheting wrench just to make it easier now. Okay, so here we go. Alright, the camera's in my way, but there we go. Okay, done deal. Now in your case, if the insides of the thread completely strip out, I have a separate video I did years ago showing on how you can still remove one of these if, again, the insides just completely strip out. But Honda, Acura, they use very, very high quality parts, so you should be okay. If you take a look at the old part, this was the upper joint, as you can see, already starting to fail, but this actually is still fluid, the bottom one, really tight. So certainly a very good time to replace these. And then it's just the reverse procedure to install the new link. And then the last step is we're going to place the suspension under load before we tighten everything up. So now I have the floor jack underneath the lower control arm. Okay, that's this big component that attaches to the chassis of the vehicle, or the front subframe. And I want to jack it up from this point to place a load on the suspension. And you want to do this before you tighten down the fasteners, okay? Okay, that's good. Now if you wanted to torque these down, they're around 30 foot-pounds. I'm just going to make them nice and tight ultimately. Okay, that's good. Okay. And if you did have to remove this lower fastener for the fork, this is tightened to 48 foot-pounds. And that pretty much wraps up the installation. I'm just going to clean off any grease from the rotor, from the brake rotor, using Brake Clean. Reinstall the wheel, go for a test drive, make sure that everything is in good shape. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.